Ghost of Yōtei is looking so good. We got brand new footage here, a bunch of great details for something very special, and so much more. Very exciting times. The game comms has just kicked off, and I definitely got you guys covered. But today we're talking about Ghost of Yōtei, the brand new information and visuals. A lot of good details to go over about this brand new project. Beautiful environment, a lot of different things kind of confirmed and displayed that I've been curious about and excited about, and just fun times, right? So you're going to be climbing, you have these battles. This is one of the biggest things I wanted to see, big fights in this snowy area, how the blood trickles and just kind of very, very special. You have a lot of different elements like some of the enemies and areas where you can fight. You can see certain combat styles with the enemies that is very important to kind of point out. Don't just watch our main character because you're going to play as them, but learning the enemies patterns, routines, checking these environments and places you can go. You can see right here some really good combos from the enemies, and that helps you prepare for what you're going to be doing when you go out there. Super exciting stuff. Very visually pleasing, but also amazing combat and cinematic aspects. That's top tier for me. Another big thing that I want to kind of point out before we go into a little deeper dive is that we officially have Legends. Guys, if you know my channel and you know me, I love Ghost of Tsushima's Legends mode, and now we have a part 2, if you want to call it that, Ghost of Yōtei Legends. You can see one of the biggest issues here, so for some people like me, I want to play it right away, is you got to wait until 2026. I don't think it's going to be too late in the year. I don't believe it's going to be too long, but that is a little bit of a like, all right. But you get to play the main game for 2-3 months maybe, and then they'll drop this probably in January, February. Not sure on the date. They did not clarify the exact time that they're going to release it. They just kind of said they want to make sure everything is functioning, and then they'll go from there. So with that being said, the couple of details that we do know about this mode is, and I'll break it all down, and if you guys have never played Ghost of Tsushima's multiplayer, I would recommend you go play that. But basically, you're getting, for part 2, you're getting a 2-player story missions. Okay, this is something that part 1 had, and it was phenomenal, well done. And then you get in the 4-player survival matches, which are basically like waves. You're gonna fight off enemy waves all the way up to like 15 or 20 waves, and they get increasingly difficult. There's modifiers. It's pretty awesome, to say the least. And then you get to play as one of the 4 classes. Okay, so they're gonna have their own class system for that, as well as the giant versions of the Yōtei 6. Okay, and we'll showcase that in a second and kind of give you guys a sneak peek at some of that. But I just wanted to kind of just talk about how this game felt story-wise. You play a cool story, and then the climax is a raid that finishes the story. And the raid is spectacular. I really love the raid. And they didn't confirm that the raid is back. I'm going to hound them and ask the community to make sure that they put the raid back into the game. I would assume they know that that was a big part of why we loved it. And they'll bring that back as well. It was such a blast to play 4-player story campaign raid where the challenges were very unique, special. So super exciting. Now I want to take a moment just to show you guys what exactly this looks like. Okay, right now you're on the PlayStation website and you're looking at the Yōtei. This is some images and glimpses of enemies in the world that you're going to find. And to kind of explain this, you know, Ghost of Tsushima and Ghost of Yōtei will be a realistic, grounded story, but they have this thing called Legends, which allows you to go into the fantasy version of things. And they explain that this storyline is going to be very different. It's going to take you in through the heaven or hell and going through earth, different elements that are going to be interesting, that I personally am excited for, that's important for the player, right? And now, again, there's no wrong answers here as far as like whether you want to play it. Personally, it is a must for me. Story and everything will be great, most likely. but this is a big portion of the experience for me. And it's a lot of supernatural, wild elements that change because when you're playing this grounded open world, it's amazing and everything. But having that fantasy side and really letting you go into a co-op experience is special. And they're doing it all for free. If you own the base game, you can get it. Well, oh, that is a special thing that they're making it free for anyone purchases Ghost of Yōtei. And now I wanted to kind of touch on some of the new combat and elements that we've seen. You see the enemies using some of the weapons that you have, like Shurigama and things like that. I am excited to kind of see because in the first game, you basically had one weapon, and now you have so many weapons that you can pick up things. For example, the spear to throw it at another enemy. Very cool little details that are special and that are important. So for me personally, I love it, and I think that it's definitely something cool that they're doing to add value to the gameplay, not only for you, but the enemies. Enemies to me are just as important as the characters' abilities and fighting styles. So it is looking like it's going to be a special year for fans of this series. And the fact that it's turning into a series and hopefully they got a part 3 planned for the future, something wild and interesting, I'm excited about that. So it's a good time. Hopefully I'll get an early review and give you guys the full rundown on my experience. I've been pretty much just doing a lot of Sony stuff, but not really connecting to them like I used to, getting the early access and stuff, but we'll figure that out. With that being said, man, we're going to play the multiplayer and we're going to do community days. I'm calling it now. Everybody's welcome to join me on that. Played through the Legends mode probably over 20 times, the whole story, one by myself, multiple times by myself, and then multiple times with friends and family, sometimes just randomly, just to kind of go through the combat and feel the game. So it'll be interesting once that comes out. We'll do community days where we all hang out together. And of course, I'll have guides, tips, and tricks for this. This is my game. I'm pretty much a master in this game, and I'm definitely going to offer everything I can for you guys. With all that being said, I want to take a moment just to thank you guys. My channel has been a little bit slower because I'm preparing for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater and NBA 2K. I have 2 separate channels for both of those games, so basically 3 channels. But this channel is going to be merging with that content. So for the next month, I'll be focused on those 2 games. And then we'll come back and play whatever's new and whatever's going on. If you just want to see variety, go to my streams and watch me there and be a part of the movement. All right. Hope y'all enjoying this, man. I'm excited. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Catch you on the next one. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you want more. And another video is popping up right now for you to check out. Peace.